Everybody, so today on opening day, July 10th, I got College Football 26 video game, and I am so excited. And I just did regional conference realignment, what conferences should be in my opinion. So this is the ACC that I created, and I have divisions going on most conferences. So the ACC is kind of like a mixture of the modern ACC with the old Big East. So you have Boston College, Maryland, Cincinnati, Duke, Louisville, NC State, Pittsburgh, Penn State, Rutgers, Syracuse, North Carolina, Virginia, Wake Forest, Virginia Tech, West Virginia, and UConn. And I have the two divisions, as you can see. So that's the ACC for you. And now let's move to the Big Ten. I just have the 10 original teams in the Big Ten. Could have put Notre Dame here, but I was like, they'll always be independent. But yeah, just the original 10. So Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Michigan, Ohio State, Northwestern, Minnesota, Michigan State, Purdue, Wisconsin. And it matches with the conference name too, Big Ten. And by the way, every conference is playing a conference title game and 9 conference games as well. And then here's the Big 12, which is super cool. This is my favorite one because I have a mixture of 2 conferences and 1 conference. I have the Big 8, the original Big 8 with Colorado, Iowa State, Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma. And then I have the Southwest Conference with Arkansas, Baylor, SMU, Houston, TCU, Texas, Texas Tech, and Texas A&M. I'm excited for that one. Then let's move to the Pac-12. Yes, it's still a power conference in this. I did move Boise State and San Diego State up to the powers because Boise State's been good for such a long time, and I think they deserve it, and they're well known. They just made the playoff last year as well and have multiple BCS bowl wins. And then San Diego State's in a big market, and they do have a decent football history with Falk, that running back in the 90s, early 2000s. But here we go, Pac-12 North, 2 divisions. North, it's Boise State, California, Oregon State, Oregon, Stanford, Washington, Washington State. So basically the same divisions with Boise State added to the north, and then same thing with the south, with Arizona, Arizona State, San Diego State, BYU I thought fit perfectly in this conference. Regionally it makes sense. UCLA, USC, and Utah in the south. And the SEC, I have 16 teams. 2 divisions in the East and the West. In the East, I have Clemson, Georgia, Kentucky, Georgia Tech, Miami, South Carolina, UCF, Tennessee. And then in the West, I have Alabama, Auburn, Florida State, Florida, LSU, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, and Ole Miss. And yes, you might be saying, why is Tennessee and Vanderbilt not in the same division? Well, Vanderbilt, Nashville, is more west than Knoxville, Tennessee, where Tennessee's at. Nashville's more west than Tennessee, so that makes sense. And then you might say, well, why is UCF in the, why is Florida in the west when they're more in the east? Well, Florida, I think, I don't know. UCF's more south central Florida. Florida's more north. Florida's not super far away from Florida State. Florida State should be in the west because they're in that small panhandle part of Florida. But yeah, that makes sense. Then for the group of 5s, the Sun Belt, Charlotte, Georgia Southern, Georgia State, Marshall, Troy, Southern Miss, South Alabama, Old Dominion, UAB, UL Monroe. The American Conference, Appalachia. So this American Conference, I kind of try to make it the best of the rest conference. So the American, I have Appalachian State, Army, Louisiana, Memphis. Yeah, I have 2 divisions in the East and the West. So Appalachian State, Army, East Carolina, Coastal Carolina, James Madison, Liberty, South Florida, and Navy in the East. And then the West, Louisiana, Memphis, North Texas, Rice, Tulane, Texas State, Tulsa, and UTSA in the American. And also Conference USA, Arkansas State, Delaware, FIU, Florida Atlantic, Middle Tennessee State, Louisiana Tech, Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State, Missouri State, Sam Houston State, Temple, Western Kentucky. Then I have 2 independent teams with Notre Dame, because they'll always be independent, I feel like. And then UMass. And then MAC is just the same old as it's always been. And then the Mountain West, I have 2 divisions. The Mountain Division, Air Force, Colorado State, New Mexico, UTEP, Wyoming. And then the West Division, Fresno State, Hawaii, San Jose State, Nevada, UNLV, and Utah State. So there you go. There is my most realistic regional that makes sense conference realignment. So there you go, with a whole bunch of rivals put in the same conference.